Welcome back to Enshrouded. It's time for some more building here in my medieval village. I was working on my bakehouse before, and I was like, you know what? My bakehouse needs a way to get all of its flour and stuff. So I need a windmill to grind up all of this wheat that I'm going to be harvesting. Hi, Atomic. Welcome in. I'm late. I'm sorry. I was like 1.5 minutes late. I apologize profusely. I wanted to get a drink real quick. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty much finished up with my bakehouse. I might add a few extra little touches, of course, here and there. She's moved in, but why is she stuck in a door? You don't have to be in the door. I was working on the living quarters last time we were here, and I kind of got this built out some. Got toys for the kid going. Oh, I think I need to do more to the kids' room upstairs, but I'll do that later. Maybe a little bit more deco in here. Got the basics in, and then the kid is up here in the loft. But yeah, I'll probably add a little bit more up here as well. She has her rabbit food in there because she's always feeding the rabbits, even though the farmer doesn't want them running through the farm. And so I've done a little bit over here to try and prep a place. I took out a bunch of trees I had randomly planted. So much to do. Hi, Darn Right in Games. Am I saying that? Wait, let me look closer. Dreg Darn Right in Game. Hiya, welcome in. My audio is choppy in and out, but it might be network issues overall. I haven't changed anything on my mic, although with OBS that doesn't necessarily mean anything, does it? Let me look at the stream quality. Stream health. It's okay right now. Maybe it blipped for a second, and hopefully it won't do that anymore. But thank you for letting me know. So, I was thinking, where am I going to put the windmill? And I was thinking it would be good to be over near this part of the base because the big house is right there. The farm is right there. I'm growing wheat. I'm trying to cut down on the size of my farm because it was ridiculous and I don't need 3 rows of every single plant that's in the game. Especially since I'm at the point that I'm using resource worlds. So I still need to straighten that out. But I was thinking over here, but there wasn't really enough room if I want to keep a rice paddy. And so I've extended out over the shroud, which is an advantage. Well, I don't know if it's an advantage, but it's something you can do. Like if my base didn't go into the shroud, it would just be ground, so it's not necessarily an advantage. But it does go out over the shroud, and you can extend over the shroud to get more build space. You can't build in the shroud, but I'm above it. So I've given myself some more land space over here to be able to put in a windmill and a little house to go with it. I have my stream down there and I don't want to mess with that. So I haven't brought this all the way over. I'll see how much space I need added. Hey Kongville, good to see you, friend. Thanks for the lurk, I appreciate it. Busy day at work. Better than being bored at work, I suppose. I don't know, which one's better? This is interesting because I had thought when the water went down into the shroud, it would like maybe disappear, but it doesn't. It goes all the way up to the edge of my line. It's interesting. Anyway, today we are building a windmill. No more audio issues. Sometimes it seems like YouTube streams take a bit to get up to speed when a stream starts. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it like is getting its feet underneath it or something. So I not only extended, but I kind of raised it up a bit too, because I want the windmill to be visible and another height difference for the village. I can't go very far this way because my base ends right there. So that's my line of how far I can go. So I'm going to be building up here, and I'm debating, I don't know if you noticed on the thumbnail I had a little picture of a concept art for it. And I'm debating whether I should put the house side over here or the windmill side over here, closest to the farm. I'm thinking if I put the windmill side over here, then it would kind of make sense to like then go into a storage building here. The flour and such to then be taken down along a path to the road and delivered into the back of the bakehouse. Of course, that'll pretty much hide the house, I think, if the windmill is on this end. And it would put the person who's living in the house right over here by the shroud, and I wouldn't want to live here. Seems like not a pleasant place to make them live. Of course, I could put up, you know, a wall and plants, and haven't done anything to the edging yet. But I'm kind of debating back and forth. I didn't put regular stone here. I put Revelwood stone here just because I love Revelwood stuff. And so whenever I'm replacing stone or foundation stuff, even though I'm not in the Revelwood, I'm turning it slowly into the Revelwood basically. Although I use all kinds of foundation materials and blend them together. I've really gotten into that whole playing with terrain aspect of the game. I used to be scared to do anything with just filling in random holes if I see a 1 where there's a gap. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build the inner workings of the windmill first, because I'm not sure how I'm going to make it up. And then I'll build the windmill around it rather than trying to fit things inside, because I don't know how much space it's going to take since I'm just making it up. Hey, Pixie Dust! Welcome in, friend. How are you today? Good to see you. So, I'm not an expert on windmills, so of course I had to do a little bit of research because that's how I am. And so, I got some information about windmills and how old windmills worked. Got some ideas of what the inside of them look like. And so, this is kind of what I'm using as my guide for developing it, and I've been thinking about how can I create that out of the parts that we have, of course. And I have some ideas. I don't know if any of them will work out, but we'll find out. So, all right. Nobody has an opinion on whether the house should be on this end or that end, the windmill on this end or that end. I think if I put the windmill on this end, it's going to be more visible from the town or the farm. So I think I'm going to put the windmill on this end, and I'll make the other end pretty so the person that lives in the house doesn't have to have such a spooky view. Although maybe they're a spooky person, who knows? Okay, for my foundation, because I'm thinking of making the walls of this windmill completely custom. Maybe a hexagon, possibly a circle. I might kind of like my foundation to be a matching color, but I don't entirely know which one I'm going to end up using, so let's start with a generic color. City wall block is probably a good one to start with for a foundation. So it has a little bit of like vines and such on it. I think if I put it down, see, it looks like it's been around a while, which is kind of cool. I think I probably should put some grass here first, so I don't end up having to go and undo it. I think I'm going to use a combination of Revelwood dirt and Revelwood rubble. Revelwood rubble is a really cool texture because it kind of can look, especially for paths, because it kind of can look like it's worn down, like people have walked on it a lot and like scrunch the leaves into the ground. Isn't that pretty? I really like that, and I feel like people would be walking around this a lot. So let's start with that. And we'll make adjustments and add things as needed. I don't know that this is going to be wide enough, but I guess we'll see. Well, who was that? It didn't pop up on my screen. Why didn't it pop up on my screen? Thanks for the sub, whoever you are. Did it pop up on OBS? I don't know, it's already gone. Why didn't it show up? I know not. It's a mystery. I'll have to go look afterwards and see who it was. Okay, so I'm going to start with a pretty flat foundation, I think, because it's a foundation after all. I'm going to go ahead and bring this part up. Definitely want to use stone when you're building up ground, because if you ever add water, you don't want it mysteriously seeping into other terrain and disappearing for unknown reasons. Whoops. Trouble. You're like, why is my water going everywhere? Which will probably happen anyway. Water is mysterious. They keep changing how it works. A little bit more just to have extra. I'll probably, once it gets over around the house, do more dirt. Give them some grass over that way, but we'll make it pretty once we kind of know where things are going to be. This is one of the things I love about the Revelwood dirt. It can give you those tree roots. So cool. I love it. And the clover. Okay, so let's start with foundation for the windmill. I don't think I want to use an actual foundation block. I think I'm just going to use the thin ceiling. Let's see, I should put, how many is this? That's like 1, 2, about 3 wide right there. I mean, I could cut down that tree and make it wider if I find it necessary. But I like that tree being there. I think it's pretty going over the brook. So let's go... One, 2, 3. If I go about 3 back, if I made that the center of the windmill. It's tricky because I don't know how much space it's going to take up. If I did this, let me undo that. If I did this, oh, I do have snapping on. Oh, but there's nothing there, so it'll go any block anyway. Kind of estimating where the middle should be. I'm going to go a little bit farther this way, because if I had to, I could extend to the right. I can't go any farther to the left because that's the edge of the base. Someone tells me I may end up chopping that tree down, but we'll see. Okay, let's give us more space than we'll probably need. I like your placement. Windmills are often placed close to the mountains where a draft can improve the draft or when needed to increase flow. Oh, that's cool. And it like is a mountain and like a little cavern thing, so there would be wind whipping through here, right? That's a good point. I mean, yeah, that's exactly my thought. That's my thought. That's why I decided to put it here. Makes sense. Okay, I think that's going to be my center. I'm going to take the center out. Why does it do half sometimes? Oh no, it didn't. And I'm gonna replace it with a metal block temporarily, just because I like using the metal blocks a lot for scaffolding and building because they're easy to count. The blocks, it's so simple. Makes it very helpful. Okay, let me look at my picture again. What was I thinking I was gonna do? In my two different samples, so this one is more simple, obviously. Doesn't have all the fancy mechanics. This one is definitely more complex, which probably is more than I need to do, but it would be cool if I could find a way to do it. I think it would look neat. So I think maybe if this doesn't work out, which I don't have to include every tiny little bit, but if this idea doesn't work out, I could go back to the simpler one and use that instead. So I need a floor and I need a beam going up the center to start with. The floor is going to cover up my grid. So I'm going to put that back as foundation and make the center of the floor those squares. So I'm thinking about using the refined sandstone. What does the top of that floor look like? That is entirely too pretty for a windmill. No. Let's look at the limestone. I could get the rough sandstone, that might work better. That's not bad. It's not straight. I was kind of thinking a lighter color because they're working with flour, right? So it would get lighter from all the flour getting on the ground. I don't know, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna go ahead and put these here just to have the space, and I'll carve out what I need later. Okay, let's make this one the metal blocks. Okay. So that'll help me find my center. And I got these bad boys, the support struts. Obviously that is not tall enough for the entire windmill. But I can stack them on top of each other. And I gotta think about the bottom's gonna look like. So really I need to decide. I need to make a decision about which one of these diagrams of the inside of a windmill I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna go for the fancy one, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels high. Maybe I'll only do 3. Maybe I'll do 4. We'll see. But let's try it. So it doesn't have anything on the bottom except for the support pole. So I'm gonna I was about to say I'm gonna flip it over and bury those struts, but I don't have to because this is just support. And I might be able to, on the next level up, flip that one over, sink it down into this one so the struts match. Would that work? No, it wouldn't work. Alright, I'm going to keep the struts showing on this one at the top. Need to take off snapping. Let's find the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be the center right there. Okay. So my next level up should be on top of that. I would need to be using wood for the inside floor, right? I have refined wood on me. I think it would have to be either refined wood or shroud wood. The refined wood kind of matches the color of that post more. So let's go with this. The shroud wood is more gray looking. Can you come over here and snap to this, please? No, really. Thank you. Okay. Will you snap exactly to the height of that thing? You will. That's handy dandy. Ah! Watch that first step. It's a doozy. Okay, get over there. I know this is a giant square right now, but it's not going to stay a giant square. I just want to be able to have room to do what it is I'm going to do. Okay, so we're up to the second level. So this level has the pole going up, and it has a cog wheel thing in the center that goes over to these boxes where going out of a chute and into it. Oh, I see. So the grain's going in the top and then down this chute, being ground, and then going through a chute in the floor and coming into this box. It looks like this first box is like the raw grain, and this conveyor belt is taking it up. Did they really have them this fancy? This must be beyond the Middle Ages. I mean, maybe not. They did find ingenious ways to do things. Oh, and this is where they have the walkway on the outside to get into the second floor. Which I would like to have that little walkway on the outside. I think those look cool. So these are pretty evenly spaced floors. I could probably do each one with the height of one of those center beams, I think. Hi Rocky Star, thought I'd say hi. Been enjoying your Bellwright videos recently, and I've not long been playing Enshrouded as well. Ah, well you are in the right place then, friend. Welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. We definitely have lots of Bellwright and Enshrouded around here. I'm in building mode at the moment lately. I've been obsessed with building and Enshrouded. Working on my medieval village here. Well, most of it's hidden behind the trees right now, but I hope you'll enjoy Enshrouded. It's a lovely game. The NPCs are not nearly as helpful as in Bellwright, but it definitely has more distinct building. Building instead of village building. Should I flip this one over? I don't think I am. You've noticed? Yeah. The building system takes a beat to get used to. I guess depending on what kind of game you're coming from. It took me a beat to get used to. But once you get used to it, oh my gosh, there's so much creativity that you can do. I'm gonna have to cut that tree down because look, it's coming into the windmill. Makes me a little sad. Let's bite the bullet and do it. How am I gonna get back up here? Do I have stairs? I'll get up here. I'm not worried about it. That's gonna be cool. Alright, I can replant an oak tree a little further down or something. Look, it gives me the dismantle option. This was one that was here originally. It's been here that long. Bye, oak tree. Sorry. You'll come back to life somewhere else. I've got many hours in Valheim as well. Enshrouded building is definitely a learning curve over that. Yeah, I came to Enshrouded from Valheim as well. I have lots of Valheim content on the channel as well. I have over 3,000 hours in Valheim. And we have a Valheim community server. So definitely familiar with Valheim. And that is too part of why it took me a beat to adjust to the building in this game. Because it is quite different. Don't walk off the edge. Why would you walk off the edge? That's not the smartest thing to do. I like using these for scaffolding because they give me some light at night while I'm building. Let's see. It's good enough. So then we're gonna need wood over here. Let me put snapping back on. I'm not close enough. I'm gonna walk off the edge. Here. Go there for a second. The sun is getting behind the cliff. I was using you, sun. There. So I just make them all the way around. I'll just make them all big squares. Whoops. All the way around. And then once I figure out what? Oh, I'm out of blocks. I was like, why won't it let me build there? Oh wait, where am I going? I'm gonna come over here. I have a workbench down here. Excuse me, in the basement by the carpenter. Hi Cade, how you doing? He's my favorite. He's funny. What am I looking for? Wood blocks. Find wood. 1,000. That'll last for a little bit. I was looking at the other side of my base earlier today, and no, don't. What are you doing? What are you doing? Getting stuck in a tree like that. Thinking of all the expansions that I want to do over there. I was looking up, because you know I'm a research person, for better or worse. And I was looking up stuff on different like districts in medieval towns. And I've expanded out over where there was shroud over there too. I was like, this is not acceptable. Look at all that empty space. I could be building more there. And so I expanded out over the shroud on the other side behind the inn. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. It's going back and forth. But I have decided I'm going to make it like a government district. Is this going down? Can I raise it higher? Not enough to... Let's just be consistent. Okay, so that is level 3. So I'm going to have like a town hall over there, maybe a school, and I'll put a guardhouse too, like a big guard tower because it's near Shroud. So much to do. Okay, so we're on level 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the top one is just the workings, the primary workings for the fan part, the windmill turning part. And a lot of them I saw have, do these show it? These don't show it, but a lot of them have like another little fan coming out on the opposite side from where the big windmill fans are. And that was used, I've learned a lot about windmills, I never knew. That was used to automatically adjust the sails angle on the windmill so that they would catch the wind the best. Otherwise, the person had to do it manually. But we're medieval times, so we would probably be doing it manually, right? I don't know. Okay, so let's do one more. Level for the top. Get over there. Get in the middle. No. Go. There. One of the things that I have found most helpful in learning to build in Enshrouded is the difference in turning off and on snapping when you need it and when you don't. It makes such a huge difference. Okay, so maybe I should have flipped that one underneath. I don't know. See, on the 4th level up here, it doesn't go all the way through, obviously. It just goes part way. But I don't know if I would have room to have the spokes coming out on the bottom there. I was just thinking if I flipped it, I could have had it coming through the floor a little. We'll figure it out. So one of the things that I think is going to be trickiest is this big gear right here. And I have an idea for it that I was experimenting with the other day. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. But I think I can do it. Although maybe I should have done it before I put that floor on, honestly, for the next level up. So what I'm thinking is I use these round doors and turn them into a giant circle gear. I think I'll have enough room if I build myself a little platform. I could probably put it should I put it even with that rung? That would look kind of cool. Or maybe just below it. Probably just below it, right? Let's turn snapping back on. Get that there. Actually, no. I can use the metal blocks so it'll be easy to count if needed. Put that to stand on. I thought, oh, that's great. That'll be easy to just turn this into a circle. But I was wrong. Because although I measured it and this is actually a square, it's 6 by 6, it doesn't act like a square. You have to like keep adjusting. And actually I'm probably going to have to walk around on the sides. So let me give myself more walking space here. to get it to go into a circle like I want it to. Okay, I'm going to turn snapping on. Everybody hold your breath and cross your fingers that can figure this out. Alright, I'm going to do fine rotations. Got it at 90 degrees. It's raising up. I'll put it down. Actually, I wanted it below that kick out on the beam. I'm going to take snapping off and put this one lower. Go down one. There. Now, turn snapping back on. Fine rotate. Gonna bend over the G, go to 90 degrees. Okay, then I'm gonna get this centered. Oh, watch. It's like now my platform is getting in the way. Grr. Oh, you gotta be like that. I'm not walking off the edge. Okay, so it's 6 by 6 and my floor piece is 8 by 8. So one end should be good. Does that look low enough under that little knob? I think so. Maybe a tad lower. Go 4 clicks down. Okay, I'm gonna put that one there. And then I'm gonna do rotate 2 clicks. Two clicks. Now I've done 3 of them, and it's not going to line up correctly anymore. See, it starts going wonky. Why? I don't know. But it does it every time. So I have to get out of fine rotation, come to the other side, go back into fine rotation. Go down 90 degrees. Should have turned the other way because it's doing it again. Alright, I did figure this out the other day in testing, I promise. Just gotta remember how I did it. I think I did, didn't I? Okay, turn the other way. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, no, it's starting already after 2 clicks that time. It's not lining up anymore. Why? Why? I don't know. Let's try again. Let's go ahead. Start fine rotation while it's up. and turn 45 degrees. Wait. Is that right? Forgot what it was at. Start again. $45 degrees. Okay. And now flip it over. $90 degrees. It's not right. I mean, I can do it like this and it'll still have edges and a circle in the middle, but it's not a consistent pattern. It's annoying. Let's try again. I don't know why it does this. Oops. Just kidding. It's like it's jumping. Oh, I remember how I did it. I turned off snapping and placed it manually. That's how I did it. Which is fine, it works. But I shouldn't have to. It should just go, so I have to eyeball it. So I'm going to look at the inner circle. Try and make sure it's lined up where the previous circle is. And make sure the outside corner for the spoke is the same. But since I took off snapping, do I need to move it up one? I think so. Snapping makes it nudge up or down a tad. Okay, 1, 2. One, two. Two. Should be the last one. we go. Huzzah! A giant gear. Made out of wood. I like it. I think I'm going to use this for other purposes as well, just because I like it. And it's so hard to get circles. I wish we could flip the water wheel on its side. That would be handy dandy. Okay, so I should be able to take this floor out now. Thank you, Pixie. Appreciate it. I'm starting to think of other uses I could do that with. I'm gonna leave that because I need to put spokes in it. So it's not just floating in the middle. So I think the signpost would be the obvious choice. I don't know that it's entirely the same color, but I don't know that that entirely matters. If I use some of the weapon stands, it might be a bit more of a similar color to this wood. They have those little knobs on them, which I'm not a huge fan of. Do I have any? No, I don't have any signposts on me. Let's grab some. That is the simplest solution to the problem, I think. Are your people getting stuck in the walls? My people have been getting stuck in the walls lately and like sinking in the ground. I'm like, why? They were getting stuck in windows and now they're just going straight into the wall. No, I don't want bamboo. I think I have some over in the town square. Oh, so thirsty from all this building. I need to move all this stuff. It's sitting in the middle of where a building needs to go. 9. That probably won't end up being enough, but we'll start with that. I'll probably end up using them for a lot of things on this. I think it'll be tall enough that it'll be visible from a lot of the base. I'll cut down trees if I have to. I want to get that height difference in things. see, I got back into the game yesterday and found my people halfway through the floor and stuck in walls. And my cat is gone. Your cat is probably under the floorboards. Either that or it walked off a cliff. Okay, let's do the thingies not in the same place as those struts, so we have some visual variability. Is this not going to work? Let's see. This one end is thicker than the other. I'm not a fan of one end looking thicker than the other. Of course, I could just double up, and that would account for that. Do one going the other way. Make it not the same as where those struts are on the beam. Drop it down. 3 clicks, looks about halfway. I think that's gonna work. And then we'll just rotate it around. And do one on the other side. Ah! Or fall down. Either one, that works. That works too. Pixie, did you ever get very far in Valheim? So that'll give me the same thickness edging on both directions. Halfway through, I feel like I need to get a different angle and make sure it's right at the edge. Just on the edge. But I can't tell if it's centered from there. Let's do it this way. There. I know, tilt it over the other way. Line it up. There we go. That works. I like it. Yep, mainland done. Started yesterday in the Isle. Ooh, exciting. Isn't it so pretty over there? They did a great job making it look like a vacation destination. Okay. The walls on the windmills tend to slope inward as it goes up. A lot of them are round, some of them are hexagons, some of them are squares, but I don't want to do a square if I can avoid it. This one's round, that one's round, that one's round, that one's a hexagon. But they're all bigger on the bottom and thinner on the top. I wonder if I need to start accounting for that before I start putting other stuff in. Well, probably not all of it. I can just, I mean, I could do the stuff that's close to the pole in the middle first. I wanted to look at, like, there's the little mill. I could just include that in here. But I made all these millstones. Like, this could just be part of the process. I could integrate it. This millstone isn't really big for being the main millstone. I think it would be better used as part of the machinery. Rather than the actual millstone for a windmill that's this big. I mean, almost I could use the drum of this entire thing as the size of a millstone, but how would I hide the rest of that? Can I flip this? Let me flip it. It will. Okay, let's go make another one of these and see what we can do. Makes those the Barty does. Barry. Barry! Hey, Cade. Hey, Barry. Can I have another grinder thing, please? Oh no, he makes those. Do you make the whole thing too? Thought you did. There it is. How many should I make? There's only one ginormous millstone. So 2 of them should be enough, I think. It won't let us flip the water wheels, which makes me extraordinarily sad because it's a circle. So many things that we could do if we could use circles better. Love the vibe and nature there. The quests are nice and a few funny characters. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't finished every single thing over there. Because after doing all those intense guides for the update, my brain was kind of fried and I needed to take a break. I was like, it's time to build! Okay, so they have it right next to the pole. If I do this, I'm gonna have to find some way to make the ladder and everything seem functional or reasonable as being something or doing something or something like that. Well, let's just do it first and see what it looks like. How do I want to face things? It's gonna kind of be the front. Not that it entirely matters, really. Let's just see about putting it together and see how it looks and what we could do. Watch, it's gonna go, no, you can't do that. Or not. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing. Bring it up. It kind of just could look like a brace. But it would not be a brace on that beam because that beam rotates, right? So things shouldn't be on that beam. It should be to the side. Let's just put it there for a second to see what I want to raise it up. 2 clicks up. It's not straight, but you get the idea. And it's even got a tiny little gap, like that's where it all gets ground. Or if that's not a good idea, I can lower it down one more. Those look like giant grinding stones, don't they? I think I like it. I think I like it. Okay, we need to reorient. Can't the ladder sink into the pole? Oh yeah, the beam rotates. So shouldn't there be a hole around the beam? Maybe not. None of them show a hole around the beam, do they? I don't see any holes around the beam. I guess they just put it close enough that can't really tell. It does have kind of a support thing on the side, so we'll say this is the support thing. So we want it close but not touching. There. Looks pretty good. I could do one on each side. I mean, it'll look different but let's see what that looks like. Whoops. again. Didn't do that before. It's not going. Why? You didn't do that before. Why are you doing it now? Why are you being persnickety now? Because I turned it around the other way, it's acting differently. Not straight. Not a fan. Not a fan of it done this way. Whoops, I don't want to accidentally pick up my gear. I want to pick... I don't know which one I'm picking up. There, got the right one. Okay, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it this way. Why are you being difficult? I didn't do this the first time. I don't know what angle I had the first time that it didn't give me this issue. Was I on this side? I was on this side. Maybe. Let me give myself a higher point of view and see if that helps. Coming in from the top. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, I'm on this side. I need to do T. Forward. Gonna raise it up. It still had my raising in place. I actually like how it saves that ear up and down with Q. There. That's lined up good. Big giant grindstones. You know, it still has one of these on top where it looks like the grain is there. In one of my examples, did it have... This one. It has the grain going down a chute into it. I could have the chute going into the top of that. And then going into the grindstones. What am I going to use for my chute? I know what I was thinking. So the chute's going to have to go up to the floor above it. So I need something that don't go into water. Okay, I just needed to take a swim for a second and cool off. It's fine. Get out. Break time's over. I don't know if I have any over here. was thinking, what's it called? I can't think of what it's called. The trough. Yeah. I think the trough might make a good chute. Would be in one of my big things buckets. Aha. And then it has at the top end of the chute, I think this thing, like a little tube going into the chute. Some kind of bucket. It has this conveyor belt. The conveyor belt seems a bit much for a medieval. This has got to be more advanced further in time because this one has the little extra fan on the end. This seems a little too advanced to me to have a conveyor belt lifting up the grain. I don't know. What do y'all think? Is that too advanced technology for medieval times? I don't see them having used a lot of conveyor belts. I think they would have just been pouring it in. Like, they have a person at the top pouring it in, too. Besides the conveyor belt. Taking it up there. This trough is a good size. Let's go see if this will work for a chute. Ah! I didn't mean to do a nosedive. Just kidding. You agree? Conveyor belt's too fancy? Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can do one, but I don't know. I don't really feel like it fits. It seems too modern. If I had thought about it, I would have put this going the other way, but it doesn't matter. So, if I'm going to use this as a chute, one of them I don't think is going to be big enough. Although, I could do an opening in the floor. And have a big container of grain that flows down into the chute that goes into here. Or instead of just having it be a half chute, I could do doubles of these and make it a tube chute, full circle. Then you wouldn't be able to see that there's a blockage halfway through. Let's get this first one up on there first. I think we're gonna go at this angle. Go this way, so I'm still staying close to the pole so I can angle my building in overall. So let's give me a platform here. And give me some scaffolding. That's pretty good. So I can set this. It's got to come out. Oh, it's got to come out farther so it's not hitting the gear though. So it's going to have to come out in the other direction. It's going to have to come out this direction so it doesn't hit the gear. Okay, so let's go ahead and start tilting it over. Lift it up. It's kind of bigger than that, but it's fine. Can see. So it angles in there. So this is at 50 degrees. It's probably too steep. I don't want going out real far, but I think that might be too steep. Try 45. See, if I did another one, it would go out too far. But what I'll do is I'll have the grain box come through the floor. So those look integrated. That actually lines up right on the brace too. That's nice. I could also, if I don't want the grain box hanging down that low, I could do a double chute down to that part and then it ramps into there. I like that idea. Okay, I need to build a couple more of those. Okay. I think that was the last one I had made. Hello, you got out of the wall, I see. Excuse me, sir. A couple extras just in case. That'll keep me from having to angle out too far. So that my windmill top doesn't stay too thick. Let me double check. I'm on the 3rd level up. Right? Yeah. This is right. Made myself paranoid for a second that I was doing this on the wrong level. Though I don't understand why they would put the grain in at such a high floor. I guess they're using gravity to keep it moving down. Okay. Good night, Pixie. Rest well. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, let's see. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can. What is that from? It's from some kid cartoon. I'm thinking Paw Patrol, but I do not remember. Okay, so let's raise this to 90 degrees. Oh, I don't know if it's going to let me raise it up high enough, though. I'm going to have to put my... That's not going to work, is it? It's going to be... It's not near the bottom. I'm going to have to put my scaffolding higher to be able to get it to line up. Bob the Builder, yes! Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Thank you, Rocky. It's like, I know it's some kid thing. I can't remember. I'm going to be able to get up here to see. Let's try it. Check something, make sure this is not from my kid. No. I mute my phone while I'm live, but I'm always a little paranoid because before, when I muted my phone while my kid's in school, he would, like, if there was an emergency, either the school would be calling or he would have turned his phone on and texted me, which makes a big buzz on my phone, so I would notice it. But now, they've banned all phones in schools. And so if he wants to tell me or ask me something during the day, he emails me. And so I keep my eyes out for email, but email doesn't buzz my phone as significantly when it's on buzz mode. You know, buzz mode, that thing. And so I'm like a little paranoid. Trying to make sure I notice the buzzes when they happen to see if it's him needing something. Need to line up those back curves. Whoa. Alright, come on, hand. Be steady. Now I have Bob the Builder stuck in my head. Oh my gosh, is this going to be a two hands on the mouse kind of move? So I need to go down one. Like more integrated? I think so. Two more. Three more? Is that too much? I think so. Two, I think is good. Is that good enough? I mean, it looks like you can tell there's a joint there, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Maybe gives it some character, right? Okay, let's turn this one around. And 80 degrees, and we're gonna line you up. We would want enough space. Where's the edge? There it is. For it to get out the end. Shouldn't be able to see any light. Okay, I think that might work. Look at that! It's a chute! Aw, shoot. Oh no. This one comes over too far. No, I'm gonna have to redo that one. You know what, though? I don't know that I like the second one on it. I mean, I like how it looks like a tube, but I can tell that it's closed on the bottom. I could put a handle on the side, so you flip it open and closed. That would be cool. Yep, yep. That's the plan. It's gonna have a flip handle. Knob thingamajiggy. So you can open and close it, which would make sense, right? Alright, how do I pick the right one up? Please. These little dots are sometimes hard to see. Got it. Ah! There's an edge there. Okay. Whew. Look at OBS real quick, see if I can see. Just show up. And show up. Welcome to the channel, whoever just subscribed. I don't know why it's not showing up on OBS today. It's a tad annoying. Do I have alerts marked as visible and I can hear it. I don't know. It's being persnickety. Okay, would you stop? Stop it! Get up there. Okay. Tilt. 90 degrees. Okay, let's get really close so I can see the lining up better. There. That should be good. Much better. No, it's not. It's sticking down. I thought it kept the height. It didn't. Two over. Why didn't it keep the height? Oh, I bet I had my scaffolding too high from when I did it the first time. Okay. Get it where I can see. The height. Yeah, it needs to go higher from the scaffolding. Can't even. Let's go one higher. Was I looking at it from below last time? I didn't think I was. Still wrong. Am I being a total dorkfish? What am I doing differently? Maybe I was looking at it from below. Doesn't seem right. Because I don't have enough angle to put it up there. Don't you love it when you do something and then immediately forget how you did it? Okay. We'll just do it a different way then. Do it from the side. Ah! Still a step there. Here's the edge. I can't see if it's lined up on the bottom now. Come over here and see if I can tell. I have no good angle to tell. It'll be fine. There's going to be a box on the top. There. Look at that. Perfect. Couldn't even see it. It's magic. What does it look like up above? Nice. It's got the start of my box. It does come pretty close to the edge. I could always make the base wider in order for the top to be thinner though if I have to. This is why I didn't want to build the walls first, because I was like, I have no idea how big this thing is going to end up being. Okay, I'm liking it. Alright, I need to put a handle on the side. What kind of handle am I gonna do? Probably brace this. That looks like it would need a brace, doesn't it? Probably put a brace with a ladder to go up and open and close the handle. I could do like a knob handle, a big knob. Or I could do a lever. I kind of feel like it would be more of a lever. So for a lever handle, could use like an axe handle maybe. Or a staff. Let's see what junk weapons I have saved to use for decorating. That might look like a good handle. Wands are so small and show up so little. What? That is not what I meant to do. Just all about taking breaks today. I'm gonna take a nap now. The storage has been getting weird lately too. Like you have to get the right distance to open it sometimes. That would have a nice wooden end on it. Maybe kind of thin. It's not that thin. And staffs stick out more from the holder. It's definitely a possibility. I could do a metal lever. It doesn't have to be wood. Not everything in there has to be wood. But it wouldn't be fancy. That would make a good lever. I think that's one-handed though. I don't think it would stick out as much. That one's kind of simple. One's too rustic, probably. Let's try one of these. It is a thinner handle, but it's metal, so it would be stronger. Okay, let's get a mount and see if we can make it look like something. Staff, ball mount. Let's take a few of them in case we need to build like a box around it. Not run into the tree this time, please. Thank you. Oof, almost ran right off there. Okay. Let's see first which direction it's gonna go. It's going to the left, so I feel like I should flip it. Should I flip it to the right, or should I have it sticking out this way? Like I should have it sticking out this way. Let's put the metal one on there and see which one we like better. I kind of like that. It is actually wood with metal on the end, like making it more sturdy looking, like a handle. I like that one best. Let's go with this one. Wonder if it's gonna stick all the way through this. Hopefully it's wide enough. One way to find out. Okay, we're gonna rotate you. I'm gonna have to take the front of the chute off again to get the staff on it. But let's see. Put it in the middle. I don't know. I'll leave a tad out. I don't know if that's gonna be enough though. I mean, I want it to be like that far. I guess it's not a huge deal if that little hook is showing. Hey, let me do it. Ah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Still really like this will need some kind of a support. I could use chains to hold it to the top, or I could build a support underneath. Although, theirs don't have any support. But it's kind of attached to the conveyor belt, and I'm not going to do the conveyor belt. So I probably should do some kind of a support. I feel like the support should be metal. And then we'll get a ladder to climb up to the lever to open and close it. Let me put this other staff away real quick. See, it's doing it again. Like, you gotta be at just the right distance to be able to open the chest. Okay, so if we're gonna build some metal supports, that is definitely gonna call for some of the prison fence. Either caging or just the rods themselves. Would it have this much? I mean, that would look more supportive to have the full thing. And then I could lean the ladder against it. Let's try this. If it looks like too much, then I'll do it with just the prison poles. How many will I need? 2? Let's take 3 just in case. Where are those things at? Here. Extras back. I always feel like I should repair when I go by this, but I'm like, I haven't been doing anything. There's nothing to repair. At least I get to hear the little ding. Oh, I didn't make a ladder. I wish they'd give us a metal ladder. That would be lovely. It's nice we have 2 options now, but we want more. If you have a wood ladder, you should have a metal ladder. Whoa, close talker much there, Cade? He was in my face. Sorry, I got a buzz. I get so many freaking notifications for things. I'm like, keep trying to find ways to turn off notifications for things. I saw a report recently that people in general are doing that, trying to turn off notifications for like all their social media and stuff because it's too much. Like just constantly distracting and trying to get your attention. Makes it hard to get things done sometimes. That is not as tall as I was thinking. Or this is a much bigger space than what I was thinking. So, glad I brought 3. That might not be enough. It might be. Start from the top so we have it lined up. Can I do this snapped? Will it work? That looks a little weird, eh? Maybe not. It does go right into it. Does it come out the side on the front? It does, but it's on the side. Do I like it? No, I don't. I don't like it. I'm going to take off snapping and put it so it's not. Can't tell. Is it touching the... I feel like it should be right underneath that joint edge. Let's raise it up a tad. Just to the outside. Maybe where the little ones are right underneath it. There, that's better. I'll line this one up. Oops, that's probably not far enough over. Jeez, it's hard to... I'm going to put myself higher so I can zoom in and make sure it's lined up properly. Let's see what I'm doing. Since it's not snapped, raise it up and edge it. There we go. I think this is going to turn out good. Okay, and now we're going to line these up exactly on the cross beams. Definitely looks supported now. Like it wouldn't have that whole thing full of grain just hanging from the ceiling. Now put this. Where's my handle? There. I'm going to call that good. I'll be able to reach up and reach the handle. Cool. coming together. Okay. What was... on the next floor down? So it's doing this floor, right? Yeah, so the next floor down, it has another chute that goes down and dumps the ground grain, the flour, into a big giant box. I'm not doing the conveyor belt, so I'm going to ignore that part. So I need a storage box on edge and a chute coming down from this floor, from underneath the grindstones. So like as they're grinding, the grain goes out the bottom and down the chute. So the grindstones are just to the side. So the chute would be coming out the middle. Let me put something to show me on the floor below where that is. The edge, I'm gonna go in 1, 2, is it 2 in? Let's see. From the edge, we're going in 1, 2. It's really 2.5. Or it's this side of the 2. So you go down through the floor. And we're gonna go in 1, 2. That's where my chute needs to come from. I think I probably should put a hole there. Would make sense. Do I have any more chutes? I do. So I have the machinery on this side mainly, so I'm going to have the chute go the other way. Balance it out a tad. Just give me something up there. Okay, and then let's get close. My throat is getting really dry today. So much talking. What did I do that one down there? Did I do it? I didn't do it 50. I think I did it maybe. So I'm going in the right direction. 45. So it's coming from the middle, so I need to be just past that. Not that anybody's going to get over here with a tape measure and say, your chute is 5 degrees off from the bottom of your grinder. If they do, I'm going to kick them out of my world. Okay. I'm going to have to do a second one to make it all the way down, unless I have a massive storage. Although this is the windmill for the whole town, they could have a massive storage. Would it be that tall though? If it was that tall, then we'd need a ladder on this side or stairs going up to be able to get it out and put it in bags. Or we could have a platform right next to the top of the storage. And stairs going to that so they could work with the bags up there. That's kind of an interesting idea. I would add another level within the level. I kind of feel like it should be a little bit lower still though. That's way high. So then it's going to have that break in the middle. Not that people are going to get up there and look in it, although they might. If anybody comes to visit, they might get up there and go, how does it fall down? See chisel chip coming in and going, so how does the grain get through? Or the flour, where it's not grain anymore on this level, it's flour, right? Okay, I think I'm going to do double level platform. So I'll have a box. That it's caught in, and then we'll have a platform going up to it to scoop it out and put it in bags. Good day, Aussie. How are you, friend? What are you up to? Gotta decide what I want to make the storage box out of that captures the flour. This one just looks like a giant wooden box. This one just has it going into a box all around the grinders. So basically, we need to build a big wooden box. Getting the brain to kick into reality. Time for your coffee. I don't want to use the same wood as the floors because I want it to be distinct from the floors. So probably shroud wood. Let's try some shroud wood. I could use props to build it. Or I could use roof pieces if I want a lighter color. Some of those are lighter as well. Hey Sarah, how are you, friend? Good to see you. Let's try some shroud wood to have it a different color than the floor. How far have you gotten, Sarah? What have you been up to lately? It's gonna be a really big box. You know, I could do like an opening thing off the side of the box too. Do I want it to go all the way out? I don't want it to go all the way out to the edge. I need to taper up a little bit. So let's come in one. And let's use a more narrow size. That's too narrow. Let's see how it looks. Go into probably gonna take one off the top. Just finished a live stream and decompressing a bit. Cool. I need to have you come look around. Cool. Were you streaming Valheim? Weisenheim. Yeah, cool. Did y'all have fun over there? I'm sure you did. Always have to decompress a bit after streaming. Yeah, I think that's a bit too tall. Let's take off that top. Building our Ashlands village. Jeez. Were you able to get any building done? Or were you just attacked the entire time? I imagine y'all are probably warding things off, huh? A lot. Oof, I almost went off the edge. What do you think? Is that good or is it still too tall? I mean, it would be a large amount of flour for the bakehouse and the whole village, right? I think that's probably good. And then the platform. Let's do conifer. Is conifer too fancy for a windmill? It probably is. We could do, what's that one, the other one that has the crisscrosses? Not the limestone. I don't have any more over here probably. Let's go get it from here. I'll just make one and I'll pick it up from my storage over there. Half timbered block. I love how the storage connects even when you have multiple bases, as long as they're touching to combine them into one base. That other storage is with the other flame altar, but they're connected, so it'll still reach. Wow! We have a small island that we have spawn protected so we don't get a lot of bad guys coming in, and we were also building in creative mode as well, so super chill. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I have not even attempted to build in the Ashlands. Other than what's necessary, you know, to survive. Go out a little bit so we have room for a rail. Just sit things down up there. Did I go into the corner? I did. I did not. But I don't want to do that either because I want to bring the edge in. close enough. Make it double. Come out this side. Do stairs down from here. Still not over the top. But I don't know that I'll raise it up. I think I might put a little tiny ladder. What do you think? So, is this a water windmill or a flower windmill? It's a flower windmill. It is going to have this on it. This is the design that I'm working with for how to understand the inner workings of an old-timey windmill. And I'm working on the 3rd floor down right now. I have on this floor up here, I made a custom giant cog thing, gear thing. And then I made custom giant grinding stones and a chute. And up here is where I knew I was doing it wrong. Oh no, I haven't put the other one yet, right? So many floors, I'm confusing myself. This is where it will go in. And I was like, why did they make it so hard going in from up high? But they're using gravity, right? And then, I don't know if I'll add another floor. They have another floor above that with the mechanics for the sail. We'll see. I do want it tall. I do want the height visual difference. So you pour the grain in up there, and then the gravity keeps bringing it down to here, and then there's a handle to open and close the chute, and then it goes into the grinding millstones, and it grinds it into flour, and then the flour falls down to this floor and comes down this chute and goes into this storage box. And then that is where they scoop it up and put it in bags. And we'll take it over there to my bakehouse that I built last stream. Don't land in the rice paddy. I'm in the rice paddy. Get out of there. This is the back door where they get deliveries. Why are you in the ground again? Something's wrong with my people. Get up. They keep going in the ground. I keep filling in underneath, like, stone. Because I think that will make them do that if there's a hole underneath. But, I mean, I try to be really good about not leaving holes. I think they are just having buggy issues. I don't know why she's sunk in the ground there. Anyway. Yeah, in my last stream I went over like documentaries that I watched and all these things I looked up about bakehouses and how they actually worked and different kinds of things they did. I got my big vat of sourdough there. And I wish we had more bread in the game. That was like a mainstay of their diet. We should have more bread. And how they would actually take the bread in baskets on their back and they would deliver them to the people that lived out in the countryside and stuff. So this building is actually modeled on an actual bakehouse that I watched a documentary on, where like current day bakers went and lived in this thing for, I don't know, however long, and made bread the old ways. And then this is her living side of the house. And the husband plays tambourines, has a little collection. And they have a kid, so there's toys out. And the kid likes to feed the rabbits, and so she has rabbit feed hid in her room. This is the parents' room. The kid lives in the loft. And I need to do more up here still. I haven't finished all that. Yeah, but she keeps making the farmer angry. Because she keeps feeding the bunny rabbits over here. See, she's doing it again. You're gonna get in trouble. The farmer lives right there. He doesn't like all the rabbits in the fields, but what are you gonna do? So the box may be holding weight. No, the box will be holding flour. It'll be, that chute will shoot the flour down to be put into bags. So this is why I wanted to build a machinery first before I built the walls. I want to do custom walls and make it either round or hexagon or something, but I had to figure out how big the machinery was going to be to make it. So thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. Did you know that medieval times they used 60% sawdust in the average loaf? I did not. No, but they put strict laws in place too, Aussie, because bread was like the primary thing that they ate, right? And so if you cheated them, because I think there got to a time where they were like doing that kind of stuff, and they put in place bread laws. So if you cheated people on their bread, like you could go to jail. It was like a major offense. So they probably did. I mean, some of them probably did, but they weren't supposed to. Maybe there was a limit on how much sawdust they were allowed to put. I mean, when they were going through those hard times, there's no telling what all they did, right? During the plague years and whatnot. Maybe I'll just put a little indent here. Instead of doing a ladder. I should probably still put a ladder, just like off to the side or something, in case they need it. Or I should put a ladder on the inside. In case they need to get down in there, or if they fall in. Okay, I'm getting lost in decorating details, which is what I always do. I'm supposed to be building the structure. And I want to get a chance to play with my custom walls. I won't be able to finish it all today, but I want to at least give y'all an idea. Let's see, so I'm gonna have the outside walk around area and a door coming in on this level, right? From the walk around area. the first floor is really just mechanics, keeping the beam turning. The top level is the mechanics for the actual windmill. I'm gonna have to build another giant gear in the top. And this part, like a spindle looking thing. I need a big bucket opening where they pour the flour in. So this is my chute coming up. So where you pour the, or not the flour, the grain in, this should be angled, I think. Around that. And then we'll have one more of these in the middle. Actually, I probably won't have one of those in the middle. So I'm going to do just like the knob coming up. And then it'll be going over. So I might use one of these to go to the side and attach to the giant gear that I'm gonna build. This isn't real right now, I'm just thinking. That will attach to the windmill on the outside. Look how tall it is! Yay! I wanted something tall over there. That'll definitely be tall. That fan will actually be higher, I think, because it'll be kind of near the roof of that floor. How exciting is that? I'm glad that I'm like getting to where I'm having the height differences in my village, because I started with just cleaning up this area and it was kind of driving me nuts, everything being so flat and square. And I'm finally getting to where I'm having more of the height differences happening and curved roads instead of straight square lines. So I don't have time to do all the walls today, but I'm gonna play just a little bit with my idea and see if it starts working out, just so you have an idea what I'm thinking about doing. I have a couple different possible ideas. So I'm thinking that the bottom of the windmill will be stone and the top will be wood, like in my picture on the thumbnail. Whoa, the computer just like wigged out for a second. So similar to this concept, stone on the bottom, wood on the top with the walk around outside of it. That one's like a hexagon or something. I might do a hexagon. I might see about doing a circle. Many windmills are circles, obviously. Take you. And so I did this big square base just to have space to build and plan, but I'm gonna be doing weird stuff. I might use secret doors to build the sidewalls into a hexagon or circle because they will let me free rotate them. And then for the top, I'm probably going to be building the walls out of Alchemist Showcase panels. More than likely. But what I'm thinking, these are limestone doors. I'd still like to be able to put some ivy and such on it, and so if I can do like some key pillars around out of, say, limestone. I might have to go to sandstone because I don't think that really matches. It kind of does. I might pull one of the other sandstones though and see how it looks. So if I can use pillars here and there, and use the doors to give me the curve, then I can still have ivy going up the walls. Of my windmill in certain spots. Then of course, another way I could see about throwing some ivy in here and there would be if I pick this up, put a sandstone or a limestone there, and then use my decay tool. Decay that. Some blocks decay more than others. Then put my wall back. Looks like the wall is imperfect, which is fine. And I can still get some ivy in the middle of the curved part. Like that. So I can get a stone curved windmill. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway. And because it has those little knobs in the door, probably add some of those stones here and there around on the knobs and just in random places anyway. And decay them so it just looks like it's an imperfect stone wall. Hopefully it'll work. It's going to be a very tall windmill. I'm kind of glad I went with the more complex design though. I was kind of tempted to go with the simpler design that was only 2 levels tall, but this is more of a statement piece. And there's nothing tall on this side of the base. So just looking out that way, it was all downhill. And that'll give it a definite line up there. I think it'll be good. I'm looking forward to doing some more custom walls too. I got so many comments about my breaking the grid angled walls that I did on the seafood tavern. And I really like that. I like being able to do something unexpected like that. Let's see. Is anyone live in Enshrouded right now? Besides me? There is an Enshrouded stream to fall asleep to? What does that mean? I mean, I have done my one for Bellwright, that's the rain. But it looks like this person is actually playing the game. Maybe they're just got chill sounds on, or just doing chill streaming. I don't know. But it's a very small channel. I like supporting very small channels. So let's pop over there and say Kristi raid. Let me give you the link. I haven't figured out how to do the auto raid thing on YouTube, and some people, they have to allow you to do it or something like that. I don't know. But here's more Enshrouded content, and I'm gonna continue on with this. I'm probably also gonna be working on well, I still need to get my video about how to do curtains and Enshrouded out, and I'm gonna still start doing the tours of each building and how to make the like individual unique custom things that I've done in every one, because I can't do a build and not make custom things, obviously. And then I'm also thinking about doing a video like I just recently did for Bellwright about 1,000 hours, things I wish I knew sooner, especially as we're coming up closer to 1.0. I think a lot of people are going to be looking for just tips in general, building included, but other things as well of, you know, things that I think are just helpful to know earlier on. But that's going to be it for me. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Let's pop over and say hi and Kristi raid real quick to Zaffa Geek. And until next time, happy gaming.